Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well and taking care, and welcome to this brand new video on the channel. So I thought, since we're now approaching the end of the Chris Chibnall era, we obviously only have one episode left with the centenary special. I thought it would be interesting to revisit every Chris Chibnall series and give my overall thoughts on reflections. So today I'm going to be doing just that, with starting with series 11 of Doctor Who. So leading up to series 11, I was very excited because I thought Chris Chibnall was making the right decisions. I thought having a completely new lineup of villains was a good idea, and I also thought that having no series arc was also a good idea as well. But in my opinion, those reasons are kind of the reasons that I found series 11 very underwhelming, because we had, as I said, a completely new lineup of villains, but in my opinion this is easily the worst lineup of villains in New Who. And that's an issue because Doctor Who's formula is obviously the Doctor, the companions, up against some sort of villain every single week. And when you have a lineup of poor villains, that is obviously not a good sign that the show is doing well. And yeah, the villains in this series, in my opinion, were very poor. The big villain of the series was Tim Shaw, but in my opinion, he just had a very strong CBBC vibe to him, and I'm not sure why that is, but he felt more suited to something like the Sarah Jane Adventures rather than Doctor Who. It definitely wasn't as iconic as the Daleks or the Cybermen or even the Cylons or the Weeping Angels. And when this is your big bad of the series, that is obviously not a good sign that it's going in the right direction. So yeah, Tim Shaw was a big bad, and he was just very lackluster in my opinion. The only actually good villain from this series would be the CHIBNALL men, because they have become a bit iconic. They do have a very good design to them, and I did like them. So yeah, I do think they were quite good villains from this series. But apart from them, the villains were just very lackluster, very boring, very dull, and again, that is an issue because Doctor Who's formula is very focused on the villains. So yeah, the villains unfortunately did really let this series down. And the second issue with the series is, as I said, the story arc, the serious arc element, because there wasn't a serious arc, and originally I thought that would be maybe something different, but unfortunately it didn't really bring anything to the show. Not having a serious arc just meant that Jodie's Doctor really got nothing throughout the series to work with. Like I said, she already had the poor lineup of villains to deal with, which isn't great, and then she also had no serious arc, and I feel Jodie's Doctor is much better in series 12 and even Flux when she has the Timeless Child to kind of keep her busy and keep her occupied and give Jodie's Doctor just something to get involved with. But in series 11, her first series, she unfortunately just has very little to work with, and not having a story arc didn't really bring anything new to the show. So yeah, it's weird. The new directions that Chris Chibnall took in the end didn't really work for series 11, unfortunately, but there was some good elements to the series. I did like Jodie's Doctor. She came across as this very positive, outgoing Doctor that was very empathetic. I did like the new companions, Graham, Ryan and Yaz. I do feel that Yaz felt very underdeveloped in this series. I didn't really do very much with her, but I did like Graham and Ryan because they did have a nice character arc with them both losing grace in the series opener and then them both growing closer together. I did like their character arc throughout. But yes, in terms of Yaz, she didn't really get much to work with in this series. And also the Doctor, I do feel Jodie Whittaker would have been much better if she got more involved with just something, a serious arc. Even if they started the Timeless Child a year earlier in this series, I do feel that would have been the better decision. But overall, series 11, it's my second least favourite series. My least favourite series is actually Flux, which we'll talk about in a future video, but you pretty much all know my thoughts on Flux anyway, especially if you follow me on Twitter. But yeah, so it's an underwhelming series. It had potential, but unfortunately my decision, the poor villains and no series arc, really did let series 11 down. But what do you think of series 11? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I will be back very soon with my reflection on series 12, so stay tuned. As always, subscribe for future Doctor Who videos, especially the closer we now get to the centenary special. Hopefully Mark-In will start soon. But guys, thanks very much for watching, take care, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.